This is Mekus with the Continence Club. I am back with a groundbreaking presentation. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell. In today's presentation, I'm going to be discussing discipline and making you aware of some things about discipline that you might not be aware of. And in doing so, can be the catalyst, can be that barrier that you need to push through in order to get to that next level. And with that being said, it's time to demonstrate. When it comes to being disciplined, it's honestly your true freedom, and it can be what is really going to remove that blockage that you feel inside, that barrier that you feel inside to get to that next level, to break past that revenue ceiling, to break past whatever obstacle that's in your way. I want you to understand that discipline is the ability to give oneself a command and then follow through with it, viewing it not as punishment, but as essential for achieving goals. I've talked to a few of you already, and y'all brought this to my attention that y'all know what it is that y'all have to do, but why is it that you can't do it? Why is it that it seems as if it's almost impossible to stick with it? Well, let me go ahead and dive a little deeper. Because again, chances are you know what you need to be doing, but never get around to it. If you do get around to it, you hardly stick it out and stay consistent. You see, the reality of it is you're doing a lot of things right on the outside, but you cannot seem to carry yourself the way you know you should be doing internally. You just can't stick with your word, right? It seems as if there's something blocking you and keeping you stuck. You might be doing everything right on the outside. You might be doing everything, the tactics or whatever it is that you know you're supposed to be doing, but inside you feel like you haven't really tamed yourself. When it comes to being disciplined, I need to ask you a serious question. Matter of fact, I need to ask you a few questions. How can you expect to shift your identity and get God to listen to you if you cannot even listen to yourself? Let me really repeat that so it really sticks with you. How do you expect to shift your identity and get God to listen to you if you cannot even listen to your own self? How can you expect God to provide you with your desired situation, your desired identity, if you cannot even provide it to yourself first? Remember in my videos, I talk about you can have what you already have, right? You don't even have faith as small as a mustard seed inside to really shift your identity. So if that's the case, how do you expect to remain disciplined? How do you expect to embody the person that it is you know you deserve to be, that you know that you have the potential to become, right? Once you are able to give yourself commands and follow through on them, you will shift your identity and separate yourself from majority of people. You see, this is where you're stuck. This is where you feel like you have a blockage inside of you, and it's reflecting on the outside, because remember, the external is only a reflection of the internal, the mirror principle. I've talked about this in my videos. The world reacts to you. You don't react to the world. You see, what if I told you that you're already disciplined? You are, just in the wrong direction. You're disciplined in playing the victim. You're disciplined in letting outside influences determine your emotions. You're disciplined in eating unhealthy. You're disciplined in areas of your life that really aren't allowing you to progress and move forward. All you have to do is reverse that now. All you need to do is give yourself a little time to follow through on your own actions and be consistent with it. All you need to do is become who you do not want to become. Take the actions of the person that it is that you want to be, and make sure that if there's not anything that is in alignment with that, you take a step back and reevaluate. Remember that if you remain disciplined, you can seriously have anything you want. And yeah, you might be saying, well, I understand that, but it's so basic, yet it's so misunderstood. You know, people who make it in life, whether that's becoming really rich or running a successful business or living life on his or her own terms, have all developed this skill of discipline, of self-discipline, whether it's conscious or unconscious. You see, you do not have to like what you do. You know you're supposed to wake up early. You know you're supposed to be eating the right foods. You know you should say no to that Big Mac. You know you should say no to those fruit snacks, right? You know you should say no to playing the victim, right? And talking down on yourself. Matter of fact, A lot of these things that you need to do to be disciplined are really annoying. Although shifting your perspective on what you need to do can help, but I want you to understand the truth. And the truth is that discipline comes with doing what you have to do, regardless of how you feel. This is the price you have to pay to shift your identity. This is the price you have to pay for your desired situation. It's not going to fall on your lap. If you just sit down and think about the person that you want to be, it doesn't work that way. You have to put some action behind those words. You have to put some action behind that faith, right? Discipline yourself to do the things you know you should do, whether you like it or not. The earliest days hurt the most. I understand this. Even in my personal life, I get it. Whenever I'm really trying to make a change, the first day is the worst. The third day is the worst. The first week is the worst. But then it gets better because it becomes a part of who you are. And the next thing you know, it's only natural for you to follow through on those things. But once you do this regularly, you will build self-conviction and trust. And that's all you need, because remember, conviction is tied to your emotions, and your emotions are the language of the subconscious mind, meaning that is what is going to create your reality, your subconscious mind. And so once you know how to manipulate that by building self-conviction and self-trust through following through on your own word, that's when the shift is going to happen. That's why you have to start to take action today and not waste any time and stop pushing it off until tomorrow and procrastinating. This is what makes your new identity stick, projecting a new frequency while attracting your desired situation. That's how it works. And I really want you to hear me out, because I want to bring attention to something that you might not be aware of when it comes to discipline. I want to bring attention onto something that you might not be aware of when it comes to removing that internal blockage, that internal barrier that you're feeling right now, right? Haven't you noticed that whenever you stick to your word and follow through on things that you do not like doing, but do it anyways, that you don't seem to regret it? Like, really think about it. When you know you put that Big Mac down, that honey bun, that sugar, those bad foods, those bad thoughts, those bad friends, do you really regret it at the end of the day? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But why is it that whenever you decide to cheat on yourself, whenever you decide to have that Big Mac, that honey bun, those Oreo cookies, whenever you decide to keep those bad influences in your circle, those vices, those addictions that you have every single day, and not be disciplined about those things, and they feel great right now, they feel so good to keep those toxic people around, to eat those bad foods that make you feel good short term but make you feel bad in the long run. Haven't you noticed that you regret it later? You're like, man, I shouldn't have had eaten that. Man, I shouldn't have had those people around me. They got me in trouble. Haven't you noticed that that's the case? But you never regret doing the things that you know you're supposed to do, even though you don't like them. You might not have picked up on this, but I really want to expose this to you and bring this to your attention. So what am I trying to tell you? What I'm trying to tell you is that discipline is your true freedom. Discipline is your freedom. It's a long-term play. It can even be boring, but understand that that is where your breakthrough is. It's a marathon, not a sprint. It is delayed gratification. You see, once you start getting comfortable with pain and change, you get closer to the new identity you seek, removing that blockage you feel with your business and your internal self. And that's when you're gonna be able to break past those barriers, break those yokes, break those generational curses, etc. So I want to leave you with 3 things that you can do today to help you get started with discipline and remove that internal barrier that you feel inside of yourself. Realize that if you want something different in life, you're going to have to do things differently. And that comes with time. Just be patient. Stick with it. Stay consistent. The mirror principle. The world is a reflection of you and operates as a reflection, but with a delay. Give it time. Become the person that you want to be. Embody that person. Then command yourself to do what you know needs to be done. And then another thing that you can do is to begin scheduling your day. Schedule your day the night before if you really want to take it to the next level. From the time you get up until the time you go to bed, you need to know what you need to be doing. This is very crucial. This is very important. You need to take control of your time, because you can't really take control of your life or your mind if you don't take control of your time. And your time is something that you can never get back, right? If you have a schedule, you're more apt to do more of those things you really need to do, and to get to where it is that you want to go, to become who it is that you know you're supposed to be. Think about it. The version of yourself that you want to be, they're in control of their time. I've been talking to you already. You've reached out to me already. You told me that you wanted to wake up and you wanted to make your day a vacation. You wanted to do things on your own terms. You wanted to be control of your own time, right? And I agree with you. That's how I feel as well. So we have to stick this out together. Hold the image of being successful at what you want to do. Envision a complete shift and then proceed to let that vision unfold every day through the law of assumption, living through the end. And once you do this, you are going to take your discipline to the next level. You're going to shift your identity and attract that desired situation. And with that being said, that's the presentation today. If you liked this content, if you liked this video, please don't be afraid to reach out to me. If you're an entrepreneur, a business owner, an influencer, working professional, whatever that is, and you feel like you know you're doing everything right on the outside, but you feel like there's a blockage that's holding you back from really taking it to that next level, if you're stuck at a certain revenue barrier or whatever that is, please reach out and let's talk one-on-one. Shouldn't take more than 15 minutes. This is Mekus with the Continence Club. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I will see you on the other side. And until next time.